Imagine this. You wake up one morning and suddenly everything feels different. The noise of the world, it's quieter. Your mind, it feels sharper. Your heart feels lighter yet heavier, with a strange kind of truth. People around you, they don't notice anything. But, deep down, you're not the same person anymore. The philosopher Alan Watts once said, "The real secret of awakening is not something you add to your life. It's something you finally see clearly." And today, I'm about to share 3 powerful truths about awakening that most people never reveal. These are the truths that spiritual teachers often hint at, but rarely explain in full. These truths can change your life, but be warned, they can also isolate you, transform you, and force you to face who you truly are. So sit tight, because once you hear these, you can't unhear them. The first truth is that awakening makes you lose interest in the world you once loved. Alan Watts often reminded us that the meaning of life is just to be alive. But here's the part people never talk about. When you awaken, the world that once excited you just stops impressing you. That expensive car, that constant chase for status and approval, the endless scrolling, comparing, competing, it all starts to feel hollow, almost absurd. You begin to notice how everyone around you is chasing things they don't even truly want, living lives designed by society, not by their own souls. You stop fitting into conversations where people gossip, complain, or brag. And here's the hidden truth. Awakening disconnects you from illusions, not from people. But illusions are what most people are living in. So suddenly, you feel like an outsider. Not because you think you're better than anyone, but because you see the game clearly now. People might say to you, "You've changed," or "You're different now," or even, "Why don't you care anymore?" But what they don't understand is that for the first time in your life, you do care. You just don't care about the things that don't truly matter. This leads us to the second truth. Awakening forces you to face your shadow. Alan Watts famously said, "You cannot separate yourself from the dark side of your nature." This is the truth that spiritual influencers almost never reveal. Awakening isn't just about peace, love, and light. It's about facing the parts of yourself you've been running from your entire life. When your consciousness expands, the first thing you often see isn't angels or blissful light. It's your own darkness, your deepest insecurities, your fears, your hidden desires and suppressed emotions. Most people think awakening is a way to escape suffering. But as Alan Watts taught, awakening is actually about embracing your suffering. Because within that suffering lies the unvarnished truth. And when you finally stop running, stop resisting, stop pretending, you begin to heal. But this healing is not pretty. It's not aesthetic. It's not something you can capture for an Instagram post. It's raw. It's painful. It's a complete dismantling of everything you thought you were. Here's what most people will never tell you. Awakening often feels like falling apart long before it feels like liberation. You might find yourself crying without knowing why. You may question everything. Your relationships, your beliefs, even your own identity. But Alan Watts taught us that the only way to make sense of change is to dive into it, move with it, and join the dance. Awakening is that dance, a dance with your shadow until it no longer has control over you. And finally, the third truth, which is the most powerful and perhaps the most dangerous. Once you awaken, you can never go back. Alan Watts put it this way: when you get the message, you hang up the phone. What he meant is that once you see reality clearly, you no longer need the illusions that kept you asleep. But the real secret is this: you also lose the ability to believe in those illusions ever again. That's the part no one warns you about. You can't unsee the truth. You can't unfeel the depth. You can't unknow your own consciousness. And because of that, you will outgrow things. You'll outgrow relationships. You'll outgrow habits. You'll outgrow old versions of yourself. This doesn't happen out of pride or ego, but because your soul no longer fits into its old cage. Suddenly, that job you merely tolerated becomes unbearable. The people who drained your energy become unbearable. The lies you told yourself to get by become unbearable. Awakening is freedom, but it's also a profound responsibility. Because now you know. You know when you're lying to yourself. You know when you're choosing comfort over truth. You know when you're betraying your own soul. And here's the truth that people fear the most. Awakening is irreversible. Once you truly wake up, the dream ends for good. Alan Watts believed that awakening wasn't some mystical, far-off event. He saw it as something natural. It happens the moment you stop trying so hard to fit into the world, and instead, you start allowing the world to reveal itself to you. So if you're watching this and you feel disconnected, lost, confused, or separated from the person you once were, maybe you're not breaking, maybe you're awakening. And maybe, just maybe, you were never meant to stay asleep. Because as Alan Watts so brilliantly said, you are the universe experiencing itself. And once you truly understand that simple, powerful truth, everything changes. Thank you so much for watching. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more journeys into the heart of what it means to be alive.